Gino Titicun is off on the first hole. We're at the 7th with our featured group. Second shots from around the green of the par 4 in a moment.
What golfers experience is PGA of America's game-changing technology. What makes it possible? 5G advanced network solutions from T-Mobile for Business. From coaches using AI analytics to players using AR data to find the best path to the cup. T-Mobile helps PGA of America reliably connect with 5G. From the course to the clubhouse, PGA of America goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
When I grow up, I want to make a difference.
That's easy. You can do it.
I want to inspire someone. I want to find my place in the world.
When I grew up, I became a PGA of America golf professional, and it all came true. PGA of America golf professionals.
We love this game.
At KPMG, we make the difference. It's not just something we say, it's what we do. By developing brighter insights, bolder solutions, and better outcomes. It's how our people make the difference.
You got Nelly Korda, one of the fastest players in the game, trying to measure her steps here, knowing that she's not going anywhere. They're waiting at the 7th after hitting their tee shots. Nelly and Brooke on the pair in front of them, Gabby Lopez and Yan Liu, each of whom have birdie putts. You talked about opportunities, Judy, and how few and far between you feel like they are out here in these conditions. On this course here, you have an opportunity at the 7th for both of them. Chance to get up and down for birdie. And you can pitch it in for sure, but you got to get it up and down, you feel like.
I think this is the hardest hole location on this hole for getting it up and down from around the green. But you better take advantage of an opportunity today, because you'll probably still, find another mistake on the golf course once or twice.
Or they will find you.
Well, that's right. That's right.
4.5 strokes over par at the moment, scoring average. Everybody out there now on the course. Some have finished by now, but.
Well, you made a really excellent point a few minutes ago when we were talking, which is the wind direction has never varied, and that, I think, is helping scoring a great deal today. If the wind turned, you would just, I just don't know what, you might need a calculator.
Or a good therapist.
You may need that anyway.
Yeah, some of us more than others. All right, so the green is clear now, and Nelly's stepping it off.
Now, this is a hard little shot.
Joanna, you've had a look at it. What, in your mind, is the biggest challenge here?
Yeah, Grant, I think it's just going to be that grain that she's having to deal with. I know she wasn't happy with her chip shot on the last hole. And you just have a lot of green width to work with.
Playing a chip and run with a lot of loft.
How far will it run out?
It was almost like
Nelly.
they were up here watching the previous group chip and got a little teach.
She's got a 6-footer. And even at 1 over par today, Nelly has actually moved up 1 spot on the leaderboard.
Difference in the professional game today from some years ago is even for a little chip and run, even for a shot that you want to get to run like a putt, players today tend to use a great deal of loft. You don't see many who hit the old little 7-iron chip around the green. Well, yeah, first of all, green textures and green speeds were so much different. I think it's firm greens and, you know, extremely fast greens that bring this on. There's one of those sand wedges.
Brooke second.
Yeah, Judy, and to your point, I think a lot of it has to deal with these players out here don't chip a lot with the 7-irons, so they're going to definitely be more apt to going with the club that they're used to, and it's predictable for them. And, you know, if I use my
oh, sure, yeah, no, they never
week,
do.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's it seems to be a lost art, that getting it on the ground really quickly and having it run like a putt. But players take the very lofted clubs, sand wedges often, and the ball's back in their stance, so they take a lot of loft off that club. But on very fast greens, it does help to control the ball a little bit. It has a little skip to the chip, which you can't really do with a 7-iron.
Just inside 10 feet for birdie for Brooke. 6-footer for birdie coming up for Nelly. They're going to wave. That pair on behind them, Angel Yen and Leona Maguire. Birdie putts for our featured group when we come back.
At KPMG, we make the difference. It's not just something we say, it's what we do by developing brighter insights, bolder solutions, and better outcomes. It's how our people make the difference.
When I grow up, I want to make a difference.
Easy. You can do
I
it.
want to inspire someone. I want to find my place in the world.
When I grew up, I became a PGA of America golf professional, and it all came true. PGA of America golf professionals.
We love this game.
What golfers experience is PGA of America's game-changing technology. What makes it possible? 5G advanced network solutions from T-Mobile for Business. From coaches using AI analytics to players using AR data to find the best path to the cup. T-Mobile helps PGA of America reliably connect with 5G. From the course to the clubhouse, PGA of America goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
Here at the wind-whipped par 4 7th. Birdie putts for our featured group. Nelly Korda in a moment. First, Brooke Henderson.
Yeah, Yeah, Grant, I just saw the previous group cut from similar side of the hole here, and both of them, from my angle, looked like they were playing it at least a cup out right. And it started to turn, and because of that wind is blowing so hard, it kept it out there, and both the players were very surprised that it did that. So hopefully Brooke will be able to get this read correctly, or I should say Brittany.
This to move into a tie for fourth.
Yeah, the wind just would not let it break.
But a great day with the putter. 10 putts in 7 holes for Brooke. And even as short as this is, it's not an easy hole. Straight downwind. It's playing a quarter stroke over par. Twice as many bogeys or worse than birdies. But Nelly has a great chance here. 6-footer.
Yeah, I think she's going to play a little less break. I just heard Jason say right edge.
Nelly is back to where she started her day, 2 over, and now in the top 10.
It's the leaderboard shuffle.
And the smile returns.
Thank goodness.
That was worth the wait.
It was worth the wait.
Crowds follow them to the tee at the par 3 8th, where there is another delay. And a bogey early from Rio Takeda, so it's Gino Titakun leading Minjee Lee. Both of them with pars at the first.
What golfers experience is PGA of America's game-changing technology. What makes it possible? 5G advanced network solutions from T-Mobile for Business. From coaches using AI analytics to players using AR data to find the best path to the cup. T-Mobile helps PGA of America reliably connect with 5G. From the course to the clubhouse, PGA of America goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
When I grow up, I want to make a difference.
Easy. You can do
I
it.
want to inspire someone. I want to find my place in the world.
When I grew up, I became a PGA of America golf professional, and it all came true. PGA of America golf professionals.
We love this game.
At KPMG, we make the difference. It's not just something we say, it's what we do. By developing brighter insights, bolder solutions, and better outcomes. It's how our people make the difference.
Quite the featured group today, presented by KPMG and T-Mobile for Business. Grant Boone, Judy Rankin, Jarena Mendoza out there on the golf course following #1 in the world, Nelly Korda, and another past champion of this event, Brooke Henderson, the winningest player all time, man or woman, from Canada on the major tours.
After you say that, I can't not say that fellow Canadian Sandra Post, who was here for that wonderful dinner on Monday night, won this championship as her first win on the LPGA Tour. She's been a pretty storied teacher in the last years in the Toronto, Oakville area.
The LPGA is headed up to Mississauga this year with the CPKC Women's Open. Brooke won that event, which didn't count as a major when she did it back in 2018 in Regina, Judy, but you were there, and it was a major to her. And the way she did it with the sprinkle of rain falling, it looked almost mystical, and the crowds
were huge.
Were humongous. They always are following Brooke Henderson. There aren't many players that I can think of around the world, many athletes really, who carry the banner for their country and their sport like Brooke Henderson does.
That is the truth. I mean, she is a revered athlete in Canada, and they don't wait to see on TV. They come out. It's always fun, and I know that winning there, that year, which I remember very well, was huge for Brooke Henderson and her family. Her dad has mostly been her coach most of her life. A few other people involved. I think a young man, Tristan Mullally, has been part of Canadian team golf for a long time, and as a kid had Brooke under his tutelage for a while. One of the great things. What were you doing when you were 12, Grant?
Yeah, not what she was doing.
Yeah, she was a goalie in hockey when she was 12, and she always says, I think you had to be a little crazy to do that. But she's the last person I would think of as a little crazy, don't you think?
No, right. You don't think of her having that the hockey game face. She's got all of her teeth, first of all, so there's the difference. But,
I love it.
But she did, she did play hockey from the time she was just a little girl all the way up, as you said, until she was 12, and
teenagers,
quite a good goalie.
Yeah.
But I think she picked the right sport.
Definitely she has gone a long way in golf, and I don't know if hockey would have given her that opportunity.
It feels like this week they've taken the Zamboni to some of these greens here at Fields Ranch East, and I do wonder, Judy, as we once again wait, I think about what Kerry Haig, the Chief Championships Officer, has to take into consideration with his team as they set the green speeds. They never tell us. It's a bit of a game every year when we ask the green speeds. He'll say
championship speed.
But all those years you played in the UK, all those years you covered the Open Championship, those are the slowest greens those players play all year, and they have to be because of the conditions, right?
Well, and speedy greens and the condition we have here this week make it very, very difficult. So,
are they too fast this week?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. But I wouldn't want to see them faster. I think a bigger question for me, and I think for scoring, is the ability to stop the ball on the greens, and that's what's really difficult when in conditions like this. And you can't. I don't care what you do. You can't help but greens to get a little firmer, a little crispier in this kind of wind and temperature.
Well, this 8th green is a great example. It's a 150-yard shot, effectively. And today, it's playing a little longer, 172. because of that hole location.
Yeah.
But less than 20% of the field hit this green in regulation yesterday with a short shot.
Yeah, hole 29 paces deep in the green, and I would say with this almost straight downwind activity, that hole location gives you a fair shot.
Nelly off the birdie.
She has 8 iron and she has pulled this well left, and the wind has just eaten it up.
She has not found the green yet here at the 8th.
Is it downwind right to left, Jarena?
There's a little help in it, but there's a lot of right to left in it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, well, if you hit a shot that starts left in a right to left wind, you can wave.
Mm-hmm. And the 9th hole goes that with the wind almost straight down this moment.
So what you have to do is you really have to trust that the wind's going to do its job. You got to send it out there, and when you send it out there, you have to understand that it starts actually going into the wind before it starts to turn. So choose an appropriate club.
I'm guessing she's
Where did the
looking at
spectator
landing
get the
this
shirt?
about 15.
T-Mobile shirt.
Brooks is on a good line. Wow. I don't know if y'all saw that, but that plugged into the bunker.
Work to do for Nelly and Brooke. PGA Junior League is bringing friends, families, and communities together through golf, all with expert PGA and LPGA coaching. Find a team near you at PGAJuniorLeague.com. Right here at PGA Frisco. Fields Ranch West. It hosted the Junior League Championship. Asher Sisk for Team George taking on Florida. For Eagle, walk it off. And they're still celebrating. This looks like your Solheim Cup teams, Judy.
They were just like pretty much like that.
Yeah.
Very happy.
Yeah. Solo sport, but nothing quite like playing for your team, your country, your state in that particular case. That's Fields Ranch West. A lot of brush. There are some holes in there, I promise, 18 of them. Bo Welling designed that West course. We've got to know Bo over the years. He's done some good work down at the Pelican Golf Club in the Tampa area, among many, many others. Future events here. This championship comes back in 2031. The PGA Championship is here in 2027 and 2034. Senior PGA Championship was here 2 years ago. It comes back in 2029. You and I, as Texans, and Jarena as well, love having major championship golf in our adopted home state. Just the second time that an LPGA major has come to Dallas-Fort Worth. First time in Texas for this championship. All right, Nelly has gone left and long here at the 8th. She's going to step this one off. She's just made the birdie at the 7th. And now a lot of work. Oh, my goodness. We'll see if that's Brooks' ball or Nelly's. And Brooke is a little closer to the hole than Nelly is. Tarina, what do you think up there?
I mean, Brooks is, I think you can maybe see half of the ball. And not only that, I don't even know how she's going to take a stance. This slope that this ball is plugged into is, I would say it's probably more than a 45-degree angle. It's going to be very, very, very difficult.
And in terms of green to work with for Brooke?
Brooke has a ton of green to work with. I can definitely see how she's going to probably take a good gouge at this, and she's taking her stance now, and it seems like she's going to be able to at least stay up on the slope. The firmness of these greens. Her sister Brittany is kind of showing her a line of the other bunker so that she knows kind of how far right she can go.
We're looking at the shot from behind Brooke. This is a dramatic shot.
This is where you go at it as hard as you possibly can. Break your hands quickly up and away, and so that is,
for the
you saw
viewers
how hard she went at it. Without a solid stance and all that, you just cannot propel the ball very far in that kind of situation. And the big slope that has caused the ball to bury like that also makes the ball come out higher and shorter.
We're looking at another angle. Jarena, would that have been one easy to leave in the bunker?
Oh, 100% sure. And I don't know if the viewers could see from y'all's angle, but you could see that her club face was not that open, and that should be a tip for those at home that have a fried egg.
Better lie for Nelly here, but a long bunker shot.
Just judged that nicely. It came out nice and low.
Wow. You could tell she liked it because she went up looking anxiously to see how close it might get. If she saves that one and then goes to the par 5 ninth, look out. Nelly could get herself right into the thick of this. Judy, you walk up and you see that live, you're Brooke, and what do you think?
I'd be happy if I could get the ball on the green. That's what you think, which, as it turned out, she couldn't. But I think the technique and what she did was, you know, all a player can do. And that was the point I was trying to make at the tee box, was if you're going to play this wind correctly, the ball starts out straight into the wind. And she could have probably, in fact, hit one more club and maybe even two, because the 10 yards you think of between clubs, 10 or 12 yards, is, in this kind of wind, is 5 yards.
Well, a chance here to get up and down, save bogey. Third shot.
Just looking at this coming from her right. Kind of a jab at it. Get it to pop out. Start rolling immediately.
I need the wind to get it a little bit. Good shot.
It's going to be your first drop shot of the day. But given where she was plugged in the bunker, if she escapes with a 4, she'll be back at 2 over par, still inside the top 10. And Nelly eyeing this putt for par to stay at +2.
Of course, we don't see every shot on every hole, but that is the first time I have seen a ball buried this week.
Bogeys at 1 and 2 for Nelly. Missed a short birdie putt at the 3rd. Made a long one outside 25 feet for birdie at the 4th. Another birdie at 5. short range. Bogey birdie at 6 and 7, and this for par, the 8th.
It was love listening to Jason walk Nelly through this, and he was talking about the break with no wind, and then kind of leaving up to her to kind of feel where the wind could take it.
How about that? Nelly Korda, 80 feet away in that back bunker, gets it up and down to stay 2 over.
Good 3.
She's tied for 9th at 2 over. And Brooke has this for bogey.
Didn't make the putt on the last hole, but it was just really nothing wrong with the stroke at all. She just kind of misgauged how the wind would affect it.
This feels like a great snapshot of major championship golf. Walk away with a 4 and you feel like, okay, you miss this, you make double. Different story.
From my angle there, she looked like she kind of peaked a little too soon.
Something about it was a little quicker, for sure.
Even from a couple of feet away, not taking any chances. So it's a double. And Brooke goes from 1 under to 1 over for the day and +3 for the championship. One more look here at the bogey putt. A lot of hard work through the first 7 holes. Gives 2 back. Chance to get it back at the par 5 9th. Coming up.
What golfers experience is PGA of America's game-changing technology. What makes it possible? 5G advanced network solutions from T-Mobile for Business. From coaches using AI analytics to players using AR data to find the best path to the cup. T-Mobile helps PGA of America reliably connect with 5G. From the course to the clubhouse, PGA of America goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
When I grow up, I want to make a difference.
Easy. You can do
I
it.
want to inspire someone. I want to find my place in the world.
When I grew up, I became a PGA of America golf professional, and it all came true. PGA of America golf professionals.
We love this game.
At KPMG, we make the difference. It's not just something we say, it's what we do. By developing brighter insights, bolder solutions, and better outcomes. It's how our people make the difference.
Featured groups presented by KPMG and T-Mobile for Business. Here at the 71st KPMG Women's PGA Championship. There's the leaderboard. Gino Titigun. Judy, we're down to 3 players under par. 3.
Not surprised, but Gino started pretty well.
Couple of pars for the leader. And in our featured group, Nelly Korda and Brooke Henderson are heading to the par 5 9th. While they wait on the tee, we welcome to our studio Natalie Vivaldi, the Director of Instruction at Emerald Isle Club in Oceanside, California, who competed this week. Natalie, great to see you.
Thank you guys for having me. This is really special.
Well, how special was it to compete this week?
A dream come true. Honestly, something that you kind of think about growing up, and then you join the PGA and you play, and then you're a part of growing the game, and then a full circle moment being back here able to compete in not just my first LPGA event, but a major. It was a week I'll never forget.
Judy, you know, it's one thing to have a following, but she's got the kind of group that has its own nickname, the Nat Pack, out following Natalie.
Really?
Yeah, I think about 50 people flew in from Oceanside and San Diego to watch this week, and it was incredible.
Traveling fan base.
I mean, it's like Judy Rankin in her prime. And,
yeah.
and still,
yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I know a lot of them are here following you here even today. And there's the Nat Pack out cheering you on.
Look at those beautiful people.
These are your homies, right? This is you're an Oceanside native.
And that's my dog Bogey right there on that little thing.
Love it.
So, as hard a golf course as you've ever seen?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. That was the hardest course my paws have ever touched, for sure. That was long, windy, a lot of grain on those greens. When it was downwind and down grain, it was definitely tough to hold those greens, but it's a challenge for everybody.
And this is someone from Oceanside, so you're used to wind.
She's being very positive with me, saying everybody had to play the same course.
We did.
No excuses.
So
absolutely. We all had a morning round. We all had an afternoon round. The first round was a little more friendly. The afternoon round, I teed off at 12:30 yesterday. It was gusts up to almost 30. It was windy, but we all had to play it.
So we see 3 players under par. That doesn't surprise you, right?
No. I was kind of watching that all day, and there was probably only like at the most 5, and then it was kind of fluctuating from there. I kind of figured it was going to be pretty tough.
So you've been out there today. You know how the wind is blowing. Just give me what you think would be a good round of golf.
I think even par is a great round of golf
that's
out there.
what I said.
I mean, I think shooting even just leading into the week, I knew even par is going to finish you pretty good, and it looks like it will. I mean, I think the wind's higher today than it was yesterday.
Oh, it is for sure.
Yeah.
Did you know that Grace Kim posted 68?
That was incredible.
I know.
It's a good round of golf. Yeah. I mean, to get it close to some of those pins were really tough. To get it close was some good shots. Those were just incredible course management, and just some of them were gettable, so playing the ones that weren't smart, and then other than that, just, going after it when you can.
You're one of the 10 members of the Corebridge financial team, those LPGA and PGA professionals. What does it mean to represent that bunch?
That was incredible, really special. The sponsorship from Corebridge and the help and the support just throughout the entire championship was great. And then also, I think it was really special what they did for our caddies. That's great. It meant a lot, I know, to mine.
And you had a local caddy, right?
I had a local caddy, Reed. He was incredible. I think every time there was a putt going on, if I made one, the crowd would yell, "Nice putt, Reed." So he was incredible. Wherever he ends up on whoever's bag, they're very lucky to have him. He was great.
How about a caddy named Reed?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good on the greens, isn't it?
Only you would come up with that, but yes, sure.
But this facility for you as a PGA professional to kind of have a home game. I know you're from Oceanside, but this is the home of the PGA of America.
It was. I actually was here for school. I came back-to-back 3 months later, level 2, then 3 months later, level 3, finished. So I got to see this a couple years ago before it was done. So I stood on the top of the building and looked out, and it was incredible. It was basically dirt. And to come back now and have it all finished is really cool. It's great to have a home of golf like this.
I think to her point, the architects in this game that take a raw piece of land and turn it into what we see here now, Gil Hanse in this case, it's pretty amazing and pretty fabulous what they can do with a piece of land for people who love this game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're waiting on tee shots for Nelly and Brooke at the 9th. Tell us about your club, Emerald Isle.
It's a public executive course in Oceanside. It's the greatest course in the world. I bring my dog to work every day. He's the assistant director of instruction. Our staff is incredible. We're a small facility, so we all kind of play every role there and do a little bit of everything. Owned by a husband and wife, John and Holly, who are incredibly supportive. They were out here this week with me the entire time. We stayed with them. Come visit if you ever in Oceanside, because it's a really special place.
Well, let's take a look at some wide shots of this mammoth property here. 660 acres at PGA Frisco. And this is where we are at the moment. These are the offices of the PGA of America. 110,000 square feet, I think they said. On the corner, Judy, of PGA Parkway and Championship Drive. That's a pretty good intersection.
Yes, it is. And this entire complex will you'll find something you really love around here if you are involved in golf at all, or if you'd like to be involved in golf. And that's a big part of what this is doing now. Is it is making it uber simple to grow the game.
All right, let's have you call a little golf here with us.
Here we go.
And let's look at this par 5 ninth, where our featured group, Brooke Henderson and Nelly Korda, are. And now with the wind, it's effectively playing, helping off the left.
Yeah, definitely just right at that, I think the left side of that tower right there puts you in a good spot. If you hit it good, some are going for it, some are laying up short. It kind of depends on where your tee shot is and where the wind is and how you're hitting it. But, in the practice round, I think I went for 1, and then in the tournament, laid up short to have a wedge in where I could hold the green in that wind. So I think it kind of depends on where the pin is and how that wind's howling for you.
I'll tell you where the pin is today. The flagstick, that is on the far right corner of this green, which makes, I guess, the going for it, and even if you're playing the wedge to the green, really tough. Here's Nelly.
So what does a director of instruction think about this swing?
Beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful.
That one may have leaked right.
Right. We'll see. The Bermuda's thick, maybe held up.
One of the greatest swings ever in the game of golf was someone who grew up and learned to play golf near Oceanside, Mickey Wright. And Nelly Korda and Mickey Wright are the two players that I know of that many men in the game, men professionals in the game, applauded for the best golf swing they'd ever seen.
Brooks is a more unconventional swing, using clubs that were her dad's. You see this massive backswing. Get a good look here at how far she takes it back. Made double here in round 1.
Fairway turns to the right between those staggered bunkers, and we have 2 balls we have to locate.
All right, so we'll go find those tee shots. Nelly and Brooke. Nelly is tied for 8th, even par for the day in 2 over. Brooke is 3 over.
At KPMG, we make the difference. It's not just something we say, it's what we do by developing brighter insights, bolder solutions, and better outcomes. It's how our people make the difference.
When I grow up, I want to make a difference.
Easy. You can do
I
it.
want to inspire someone. I I want to find my place in the world.
When I grew up, I became a PGA of America golf professional, and it all came true. PGA of America golf professionals.
We love this game.
What golfers experience is PGA of America's game-changing technology. What makes it possible? 5G advanced network solutions from T-Mobile for Business. From coaches using AI analytics to players using AR data to find the best path to the cup. T-Mobile helps PGA of America reliably connect with 5G. From the course to the clubhouse, PGA of America goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
An already difficult golf course, already tough conditions, even tougher today. Scoring average is getting close to 5 shots over par. Nelly Korda and Brooke Henderson have missed the fairway to the right at the par 5 9th. Brooke's going to take a look. Grant Boone, Judy Rankin, Jarena Mendoza, and we're joined by Natalie Vivaldi, who competed this week as part of the Corebridge Financial team. One of the 10 LPGA and PGA professionals in the field. And Natalie, you suspected that the rough would hold.
Yeah, the Bermuda's thick, so if it landed, it's a chance it held up. It happened to us yesterday. So it just kind of depends on where it landed and if it was in a thick spot of that Bermuda or not.
The good news is it held it up. The bad news is probably no chance.
Yeah, you're hacking it out.
For it.
It's thick down there for sure.
Nelly hit 2 brilliant shots in here yesterday late. It was her last hole of the day. Hit it to just about 7 feet, but missed the putt for eagle. So, wow.
Looks like she has a wedge. Yeah.
You've never been more convincing with your commentary, Judy, than right there. Just that. Yeah.
Well, my dear departed friend Peter Ellis, he could make these sounds that people thought was commentary, you know.
It's a language we all understand.
You all, this is, you're gripping with your toes trying not to lose your balance. And she's a tall young woman. Might make it a little harder.
A club twirl.
But she pulled it off.
And what did we say yesterday? You have to kind of recalibrate what a good shot is in conditions like this. That was a great shot.
That was a great shot. Get a clean hit on it and get some yardage. Let it roll out when it hits the fairway. Absolutely. That was great.
Brooks doesn't look much easier.
That looks like it's sitting down a little.
Natalie, we talk about the athleticism of these players. You got Brooke, who used to play hockey. You got Nelly, who comes from the tennis family. Major athleticism required here.
Absolutely. I think golfers are underestimated of how athletic they really are. It's a lot of strength goes into pulling off definitely a shot like this.
I actually see Brooke Henderson as, in a great way, a really good field player. And it's just an opinion. I could be very wrong, but I think sometimes she and Brittany tend to overwork it, you know. Look at it, see what it feels like, and do it. And because they both know so much about her game, they tend to do that. That's just what I think.
Looking at that KPMG pavilion. It gets some applause. Let's see if we can find it. There it is. Okay. Good work by both. And they'll have third shots into this par 5 in a moment. Natalie Vivaldi is our guest. Natalie, tell us about some of the players you got to play with this week, and maybe some that you enjoyed getting to know warming up and practice rounds. And,
yeah,
and on the range.
I got to play with Bianca, and that was really special. A little story about that is in 2019, it was her first time on going to Q school in Palm Springs, and I think it was maybe my second. And we got paired together. So in a full circle kind of moment, I got paired together with her this week in my first debut. So that was special. We both walked up to the first tee and thought that was pretty fun.
Not bad. Who are some of your favorites? Favorite swings or favorite players to follow out here these days?
I think it's hard not to love Nelly. Really do love Nelly. I don't know, just watching all of them, I think the swings are unique and fun to just kind of study a little bit of everybody. So it's going to be interesting this week on what kind of swings hold up in the wind and these conditions for sure. I'm kind of curious to see how that goes. It's been tough.
Standing up and hitting shots is one thing in perfect conditions. Here you're really having to create, aren't you?
Yeah, a lot of imagination in this game for sure. Out here, seeing the shot, accepting that it's windy for everybody, and just believing that you can execute it and seeing what happens for sure.
How about the grind? These long rounds. It's going to be another long one today.
Yeah, it was long out there, and it was warm, a bit warm. So, yeah, it's staying hydrated, making sure you're eating, and they were long rounds out there. Just sticking with it and trying to stay mentally focused for that long in these conditions is definitely tough.
And what'd you say, Judy? No one minds a long round?
I said nobody talks about how long it takes to play if they didn't wait. Waiting is the enemy in golf. That's what I think.
Yeah, I love it. All right, the wait is over for Nelly. Here's her third.
Way over in that far right.
Oh, no. Now that smile from the 8th is gone, and there's what she thinks about that.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
Not a lot good short of the green there, is there, Natalie?
No, it's about a 50-foot drop down there. It's pretty steep.
We'll see where hers came to rest. Careful here.
Jarena, tell us exactly what the wind is doing, please.
Judy, it is straight down, maybe a hair off their left. From our angle here in the fairway, that pin does not look like there was much from the penalty area to the green. According to our yardage book, there's only 5 paces that you only have to work with.
Yeah, really tough hole.
Not much once you get on the green.
Really tough hole location. So safe would be 20 feet left of the hole?
Exactly. You've got to go. We have a cameraman up there, and I think you just got to go straight at him. And the green actually slopes from left to right. So I'm surprised that Nelly took that flag right on. And Brooke has done just that, maybe a little too long. I think Nelly scared her.
Well, Natalie Vivaldi, great to see you. Congrats on making this KPMG Women's PGA Championship. Say hello to all the folks at Emerald Isle for us.
Hello, fam. I love you guys. We'll see you in a few days for summer camp.
All right. And we'll check in on Brooke and Nelly up around the 9th green in a moment as our featured groups coverage continues from Frisco.
What golfers experience is PGA of America's game-changing technology. What makes it possible? 5G advanced network solutions from T-Mobile for Business. From coaches using AI analytics to players using AR data to find the best path to the cup. T-Mobile helps PGA of America reliably connect with 5G. From the course to the clubhouse, PGA of America goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
When I grow up, I want to make a difference.
Easy. You can do
I
it.
want to inspire someone. I want to find my place in the world.
When I grew up, I became a PGA of America golf professional, and it all came true. PGA of America golf professionals.
We love this game.
At KPMG, we make the difference. It's not just something we say, it's what we do. By developing brighter insights, bolder solutions, and better outcomes. It's how our people make the difference.
As you see, Gino Titicun with a bogey at the par 5 third. Her lead over Minjee Lee is 2. Nelly Korda, world number 1. Even for the day, 2 over for the championship, has come up short with her third at the par 5 9th. And the question is, did it cross the penalty area? Otherwise, she'd have to go back.
Trying to get a ruling, it appears. Or maybe she's just...
It appears that it has crossed the penalty line up here, and so her caddy was back in the fairway trying to give her a good line of sight where it may have entered. So while he makes his way back up to the green, I think Brooke's going to play.
So it's a difference of playing from up there or going all the way back. 4th for Brooke.
Yeah, she had all she has to do is kind of throw it above this little ridge she has to contend with, and it'll feed to the hole, and she did just that.
Good shot.
That was from outside 50 feet.
So now in this case, Nelly's going to try to take 2 club lengths that will not, from the point where it crossed the hazard last, that will not put her any nearer to the hole. So you kind of angle your way to do that. And it's a huge help that that ball crossed the hazard on this side.
But also a huge mistake, wasn't it?
Huge mistake. Huge mistake.
Tough conditions for sure, but the one place you can't go, right? She will have a pitch for par. Wouldn't put it past her to knock it in, but Nelly's in danger of dropping at least 1 here. She's moved up from 16th into a tie for 8th just by playing these first 8 holes in even par. Runner-up at the U.S. Women's Open. not really ever in contention at the Chevron Championship in the first major, trying to get herself into position for a Sunday run here.
So Nelly Korda going to play her 5th shot.
Pitch for par. It started with a wayward tee shot. Was fortunate to gouge it back into the fairway, but then came up short in the penalty area. It crossed the red line before coming back in. Penalty stroke, and now the 5th. A bit uphill, Jarena?
Yes, uphill, but unfortunately downwind. And she landed that right into the hill. I think she was probably looking to land it a little more than that.
Our very classy chipper of the golf ball has had a few struggles with it today.
At 6, she raced it past the hole from in front of the green, and then here she leaves it short. So this is for bogey.
Yeah, Judy and Grant, you may not see this, but her practice strokes, she does not seem very comfortable. She takes a few practice strokes, and there's been a couple times it was either like she didn't like the interaction of the turf, and she would step back and try that and get a different spot, and it just doesn't seem like she is very comfortable with these little chip shots.
Is it just the difficulty of either the really thick Bermuda or the tight Bermuda?
I want to say it's the tight Bermuda, and it's pretty grainy. She's taken a couple of practice strokes where she stuck the club into the ground, which we all know that she is a magnificent chipper of the ball, and that is not the feeling that you want going
Big
into
putt
a shot.
Here for bogey. Well, that's Judy 12 putts in 9 holes, and that may just calm her down ever so much. She made a few of those putts that were not straight in. For everything, birdie, par, bogey here. Brooke now for par.
Yeah, she definitely got a good teach from Nelly on that one. She actually was asked to move her mark when Nelly was chipping. So, you know, Nelly was standing over that chip wanting to make this. And now that Nelly has made that putt, this has definitely got to help Brooke with her read.
I may have looked away a minute, but she did move her marker back, correct?
That is correct. One of our golfer's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, she had a bogey putt that slid past on the 8th, made double. A chance here for par. So both play the front 9, Judy, and 1 over, and they move up 5 spots on the leaderboard. Even so.
This way? Yep.
All right, they're going to make the turn, and we'll show you some of the highlights from this front 9 from our featured group. This was at the first for par.
Great way to start.
And then at the second, her first putt came up way short, buried the 1 for par. Made par at the 3rd as well, and then this one at the 4th.
Uses the slope, uses the wind, and just a beautiful shot.
A hole where Brianna Doe made an ace. Brooke would make a 2. Nelly Korda Bogeyed the first and the second, made par at 3, and then from 26 feet to the 4th. And then her second at the 5th, the shot of the day.
Downwind, played it beautifully.
Inside 3 feet, she'd roll that in for back-to-back birdies. Made bogey at the 6th, and then at the 7th, this was her second after driving it hole high. Easy shot to get away from her. Hit it to 6 feet and made it for birdie. Into the hazard penalty area at the 9th. So Nelly drops to +3. Brooke is also +3. They are tied for 11th. And they make their way to the 10th.
346 yards today, the way the hole is set up. So you drive it in this fairway and watch out for the bunkers to the left. But from the fairway grass, it is not a very long hole. We've seen really good tee shots here. We've seen good second shots here. There's a little feel of the green and the lay of the land going from left to right here near the 10th green and on the 10th green. You're looking at a hole location today that's just 10 paces on, pretty accessible. And I'm going to say little bit of a crosswind here we get, so it's a difficult crosswind, but it is a place where if you play your second from the fairway, you should give yourself a birdie opportunity.
Brooke ready on the tee at 10.
Good shot.
3 holes that move east. And how much into the wind are these 3 holes, Jarena?
Yes, as we just turned back straight into where we just came from, hole to the wind. The last one just bunker on the left. Looks like it was a little too far today. I mean, the wind is whipping.
Just a smile on Nelly's face, and again that par save, that bogey save from back at the 9th may have lifted her spirits just that much. Still in great position, tied for 11th.
At KPMG, we make the difference. It's not just something we say, it's what we do by developing brighter insights, bolder solutions, and better outcomes. It's how our people make the difference.
When I grow up, I want to make a difference.
Easy. You can do
I
it.
want to inspire someone. I want to find my place in the world.
When I grew up, I became a PGA of America golf professional, and it all came true. PGA of America golf professionals.
We love this game.
What golfers experience is PGA of America's game-changing technology. What makes it possible? 5G advanced network solutions from T-Mobile for Business. From coaches using AI analytics to players using AR data to find the best path to the cup. T-Mobile helps PGA of America reliably connect with 5G. From the course to the clubhouse, PGA of America goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
all the countries represented here in the KPMG Women's PGA Championship out there on the range. And you got Thailand leading, Australia second, Japan third, and tied for fourth with Takeda and EY. Somi Lee of Korea, Austin Kim, the Floridian, 1 over par, is tied for fourth at the moment. Our featured group, presented by KPMG and T-Mobile for Business, Brooke Henderson and Nelly Korda. Judy, they're 1 over today. They're 3 over for the championship. And they know what we know, how hard this golf course is playing. They know it better than we do because they're out there. They know they're 3 over par. I think they also have to still believe they're very much in this championship, wouldn't they be thinking that?
Oh, I think so for sure. You know, if there's a way, and there is a way, that you could possibly play this back 9 under par, you're going to be in pretty good shape tomorrow. And if you're not in good shape to try to win, that would be because Gino played really well today.
Gino's 1 over at the moment. Jarena, the second shot for Nelly.
Yeah, she has 110 to the hole, 100 to the front, but there is a false front she has to contend with. And she has redeemed herself, I would say, from that last iron shot that she had hit on number 9.
Yeah, just on top of that false front, and fair chance at making a putt. Looks to be 20, 22 feet or so.
Brooke wears contacts and has had the sunglasses on at times today, but the wind wreaked havoc on her vision. 2 players, as we said, have posted scores under par today. Grace Kim with a 68. Grace, by the way, tied for 10th at the moment after being tied for last place when the round began. Andrea Lee, a 71. The other subpar round. Meanwhile, there have been 5 rounds in the 80s. Brooke second.
Brooke smashed her drive. She only has 81 yards to the pin. She's trying to contend with that false front, but she has hit this straight under the wind.
Yeah, behind the hole location. Thought it might just spin back a little bit. Might have just a foot or so.
Brooke won in New Zealand. You referenced this earlier in the week in 2017. And she said winning in those conditions, it was extremely blustery that weekend.
I watched it. It was unbelievable.
And she said it gave her confidence to know I can win in those kinds of conditions where things aren't easy and you have to really find something out there in the middle of your round.
You know, there are actually people who love to play in the wind, who feel like the wind dictates what they do. It's really simple. You got to hit a little bit more of a piercing lower shot into the wind. You want to hit it high and be calculating with where you land the ball downwind. You got to be still when you putt. It's just it's a defining thing in the game.
Outdoor sport.
So that's why some people will say I always play better when there's some wind.
Nelly, among the things that she was proud of last year when she won 7 times is the way she won. She won in really blustery, rainy conditions in Phoenix. The wind blew right off the coast in Palos Verdes, where she won the Sayri Pak Championship, Fir Hill Sayri Pak Championship. And then she went to Las Vegas to play Shadow Creek in the match play. And Shadow Creek may be one of the hardest golf courses in the world. And the conditions were chilly, windy, and she ran away with it and rolled over Leona Maguire in the final. So Nelly, though she tends to make it look easy, found ways to win in some adverse conditions. She wasn't winning by 8 or 10, blowing the field away. She was having to really find ways to do it in some in some different elements, and that gave her a little extra pride.
I've been a little surprised today at a couple of mistakes that Nellie's made. Certainly she's hit a bunch of great shots too today already in tough conditions, but I think even she would say a couple of the mistakes she made, she should have never made.
Self-inflicted.
Shot herself in the foot, yes.
Here's Brooke for birdie.
For as much as we've seen these putts break, they're not playing much break on this one. And I didn't see much in it either.
It's a heck of a good putt.
Only one hole where she's lost strokes. That was the double bogey at 8. In with the par here at 10. Nellie's got just outside 17 feet for birdie.
Grant, Judy, this one doesn't have much in it, and which makes it a little more difficult out here. Is you have these putts that we've seen all week that have broke a ton, and now you're starting to see a lot more putts that there's not much break in there. So I think it's going to be tough for the players to be adjusting to the amount of breaks.
Oh, boy, she had the right idea, and it was on the high side of the hole, and the high side of the hole with the wind.
Got a piece of the hole. You just don't see this very often. Backing off. And good job, she hears from Jason McDeed, her caddy. He's been with her all the way on this LPGA journey, including at the Atlanta Athletic Club. Back in 2021, Nellie had risen to the top of the world, but had not won in the world. The daughter of a Grand Slam tennis champion, sister Jessica out there to greet her. That was part of a 4-win season. It didn't even include among those the Olympic gold medal she won in Tokyo. Our insights by KPMG look at her in the major championships this year, and ball striking has not been the problem, Judy.
A lot of people would like to have that almost 75% greens in regulation when they play golf.
She lost strokes on the greens at the U.S. Women's Open. Came up short to Maya Stark at Erin Hills. Brooke Henderson on the tee at the 11th.
.383 today. That bunker in the left side of the fairway would be about a 245-yard carry for players.
I may try that move that Nellie does.
The little finger on your right elbow and make, as her coach calls it, a free swing.
Yeah, Jamie Mulligan. He has 2 pupils, by the way. Nellie Korda, Patrick Cantlay. How's that? The best in the world in women's golf, and a Ryder Cup player and multiple winner on the PGA Tour. Another fairway hit from Nellie Korda. Featured group coverage continues from Frisco.
What golfers experience is PGA of America's game-changing technology. What makes it possible? 5G advanced network solutions from T-Mobile for Business. From coaches using AI analytics to players using AR data to find the best path to the cup. T-Mobile helps PGA of America reliably connect with 5G. From the course to the clubhouse, PGA of America goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
When I grow up, I want to make a difference.
Easy. You can do
I
it.
want to inspire someone. I want to find my place in the world.
When I grew up, I became a PGA of America golf professional, and it all came true. PGA of America golf professionals.
We love this game.
At KPMG, we make the difference. It's not just something we say, it's what we do by developing brighter insights, bolder solutions, and better outcomes. It's how our people make the difference.
We spend some time together.
Love to.
A couple months.
I don't know.
Well, this guy knows a thing or two about winning a major. Peter Korda, the paterfamilias of the Korda clan. His wife was pretty good too. Regina competed in the Olympics for Czech Republic. And then Nelly and her sister Jessica and Sebastian, their brother, who's one of the top American tennis stars, they spend a little time in Czechia, as it's now known, every summer. Family back there.
You might have noticed there that Peter has become an excellent fan. He has a sunbrella for the sun. He has a little seat he can sit on. So when there's weights, he has a place to sit. And I see him a lot.
That Grand Slam he won can get pretty toasty. That Australian Open in January every year down under. It's their summertime.
Yeah, I love their Korda kick. I can't do that actually, but I love seeing them do it.
I'd love to see you try it.
Oh, thanks.
If we have another delay.
Yeah.
Get Judy to try the Korda. They've all won in Australia.
I know, and then they do the Korda kick.
Yeah, Jessica won it. Nelly won down there. And Sebastian won the Australian Open Boys Championship. Bunker for Brooke and Jarena. What can you tell us about the challenge of this second shot?
Yeah, she has about 144 to the pin and 119 to the front, which I'm basically thinking she is going to be focused on. She has dealt with a big lip that she has to climb. The lie didn't look too bad. I think she's going to be able to pick this clean.
If she can get it to the front left corner, she'll get a little help getting the ball back to the center of the green, although the hole today really far back.
TV tower a good target, maybe?
It is.
She is, and she has let this well short, but as me and Judy talked about earlier in the week, is the #1 thing is getting it out of the bunker and away from that lip.
Yeah, she may not have been able to take enough club to pull a shot off at the green.
Don't know that you could have placed it any better than where Nelly is.
Yeah, Nelly has about 115 to the hole. Little sawed-off finish and an awesome shot from Nelly.
Birdie this hole on Thursday, and we'll have a great look at Birdie here. Judy, you have, as we've discussed, seen all of the greats with the exception, as you noted, of Babe Zaharias. When you think of Nelly Korda and what she's done, and as you have said many times, how much harder it is to win these days with the depth on the LPGA Tour, where do you think Nelly stands historically as we celebrate the 75th year of the LPGA Tour?
Boy, what at 26 years old, that's a hard question to answer, but I do know in the mechanical look of what Nelly Korda does, there's probably only 5 or 6 ever that look that good, and we often go back to Mickey Wright, and that was the golf swing that was considered pretty close to perfect. Nelly Korda's golf swing, certainly for someone of her height, and Mickey wasn't very far off. Mickey was probably 1 inch shorter than Nelly. Mechanically, her golf swing just seems so completely sound. So those are the 2 swings I think everybody would point to. There have been some other good swings, and I think stature and the way a person's built and how you swing for, who you are. You can look to people like Beth Daniel. Was a really good swinger of the club. Meg Mallon had a nice way to swing the club. She really did. Julie Inkster just was and is a golf machine. Yeah. Not necessarily the golf swing that you would want to imitate, but boy, can she make it work. And that was how a player like Kathy Whitworth was. Not the golf swing you necessarily would copy, but
you'd like to copy her wins.
It produced a lot of great golf. So where would Nelly fall? I don't know. So I think in the golf swing world, she's definitely in the top 5. I really do. You might get after me when I say this, but I don't know the missing piece. She's almost a little bit of an underachiever.
A victim of her own success, perhaps, that brilliant swing.
Yeah, I can't answer that at all, but I think there are some who would agree with me.
She had 8 wins going into last season and won 7 times to up her win total to 15. Brooke working hard here at the 11th, her 3rd.
Yeah, this is a very difficult pitch shot here. Little mound she has to contend with, and this is nicely done. I thought she was going to have to land it on Nelly's ball mark, is the only spot she could land it to get it close, and I'm standing here by the green, and she almost hit Nelly's ball mark.
What a good shot.
That'll be to save par. Gino Titicun has made another bogey, as you see, so Gino is 2 over for the day. Bogey at that brutal 6th hole. Minjee has made 6 pars, and now he's just 1 shot back. Just 3 players under par.
So I've watched Brooke Henderson play golf almost since she's 14. And one of the things to admire about Brooke Henderson is doesn't matter what's going on the golf course or what kind of score she's shooting, Brooke Henderson tries her best all the time. And I really do admire that, because when you play golf day in and day out competitively, there are days when you think, I just don't have it. And, let me get finished here. But I never get that feeling with Brooke Henderson.
Nelly Korda for birdie at the 11th from 12 feet. Wow.
Good run.
Hole at 10 and maybe at the 11th.
Really good run.
She'll remain in a tie for 11th, 3 over. Tied with, among others, Grace Kim, who shot 68 today. From last place, Grace is now tied for 11th. And I dare say will be even better by day's end if this trend continues. There's every reason to believe it will. This would be a major championship kind of par here for Brooke.
You've talked about it, Grant, that Brooke has had her battles with the putter and has attributed some of it to the fact that she doesn't think she sees as well as she could, or that she's not a very great green reader.
Yeah.
So as a result, people will see her sister Britt reading greens pretty specifically with her.
Poor vision. She went to glasses a year and a half ago, had an eye procedure surgery done last fall. Took her out for a few weeks. Going to the contacts here, and this for a 4 the 11th.
Yeah, left to right. They just played it just on the left edge, or maybe a little out, depending on her speed.
Big one.
What a 4, huh?
Bunker off the tee, blasted out. Brilliant third, and a fist bump after the par save.
I think I saw a deep breath.
Off they go to the 12th.
12, a par 4 that's reasonably straight away. Generous fairway. You would like to not miss it to the right, so get some piece of this big fairway. And I think if you don't, you should have a talk with yourself. And the whole plays pretty straight away all the way.
Just 3 birdies today, as you see.
405 today from the markers to the hole location. And maybe a little more generous hole location, frontish, 13 paces on, leaning to the right.
PGA of America golf professionals across the country love this game and are the heartbeat of the sport and the golf industry. You can learn more about the PGA of America and PGA.com/we love this game. KPMG and T-Mobile for Business, bringing you featured group coverage from the KPMG Women's PGA Championship for the first time. Grant Boone, Judy Rankin, Jarena Mendoza. Don't know that you could have a better 2-ball than these two. Sponsored by T-Mobile, past champions of this event since it joined forces among the LPGA, PGA of America, and KPMG. Gino Titakun and Minjee Lee, a couple of Dallas-Fort Worth residents, at the top of the leaderboard. Gino by 1. And now Brooke on the tee at the 12th.
Good line is greenside bunker way in the distance.
Now Nelly.
You could barely see it, but the ball teed just a little bit lower than normal. Trying to have some control over the ball flight in the wind.
He's hit 7 of 9 fairways so far. Is this going to be 8 out of 10? Yes, and still going. And still going. Long and straight. How about that, Judy?
I'll take it.
Both?
Both.
She's done both. They're both +3.
At KPMG, we make the difference. It's not just something we say, it's what we do by developing brighter insights, bolder solutions, and better outcomes. It's how our people make the difference.
When I grow up, I want to make a difference.
Easy. You can do
I
it.
want to inspire someone. I want to find my place in the world.
When I grew up, I became a PGA of America golf professional, and it all came true. PGA of America golf professionals.
We love this game.
What golfers experience is PGA of America's game-changing technology. What makes it possible? 5G advanced network solutions from T-Mobile for Business. From coaches using AI analytics to players using AR data to find the best path to the cup. T-Mobile helps PGA of America reliably connect with 5G. From the course to the clubhouse, PGA of America goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
PGA of America and our more than 30,000 PGA of America golf professionals. We love this game. That's the trophy they're all playing for. 78 players made the cut, and even those tied for last place coming into the day still with a chance, like Grace Kim. Grace Kim was there at Hazeltine as a spectator, a guest of Kari Webb, part of her scholarship program. She was cheering on the champion. In 2019, Hannah Green saw her win there at Hazeltine, and we're back next year for the 2026 KPMG Women's PGA Championship. End of June. It'll be a touch cooler there, we would imagine. Hot, humid, windy all week this week in North Texas, Frisco. And at the 12th, two good tee shots from our featured group, Brooke Henderson and Nelly Korda. And Brooke will go first. Trying to listen in here to Brooke and Brittany. Tarina, we see 171.
Yes, 171, 158 to the front. Where I'm standing, halfway between her and the flag, I don't feel much wind, but there are some trees that's guarding that, and the flag is just whipping.
So tough to get it anywhere near the hole, Judy, on so many of these holes today.
Boy,
all week.
you have to be pleased when you hit a green, but that is going to be a really hard putt to judge.
How about Nelly?
Nelly is significantly closer. She just absolutely got a hold of that drive. 144 to the pin, 131 to the front. Lower ball flight, a little left of the pin.
Took her hand off the club. Maybe didn't love the strike.
She does that a lot, though. You can't. It doesn't always imply that she's unhappy.
Well, she's a perfectionist. She loves to hit balls. She loves to work on her swing. She loves to take videos of her swing. Said a couple of years ago she had 6,000 videos of her swing on her phone. And I guess if your swing looked like that, you'd want to keep looking at it. We love to look at it.
I don't know. I really don't know what she could pick apart very often, but it's a new age. It's a new day, and we used to rely on still photos. Now you can see everything in every kind of motion, slow motion, normal speed, whatever. So you're seeing it throughout the game. So many good golf swings. And you know, if you're a child and you're a good imitator. All you got to do is let them watch good players.
Grace Kim has worked her way into the top 10. Went out in the third pairing out today. Shot 68. So from a tie for last to a tie for 10th. Lydia's moved up by being just one over par. Got 2 scores posted under par today and 5 in the 80s. And you liked 8 back as the number of those who really had a good chance. And you noted that so much of it depended on how Gino played.
Yeah, with any help from Gino, I thought people who were 8 back were not out of it.
And as we've seen, that is very much the case. Anna Belac from Slovenia played at Duke collegiately. The last player in the field, didn't get in until Sunday, and made the cut. And a chance to pick up some valuable CME points for the LPGA season. And with a $12 million purse, you make the cut. You're making a nice check. Not that you ever pay attention to such things.
No.
First player to ever make $100,000 in a season, Judy Rankin.
I just can't believe I don't still have it.
Yeah. I'm sure you spent it wisely. Brooke has a birdie putt, as does Nelly here at the 12th.
Yeah, this putt has all kinds of stuff going on here. Looks like in the beginning it's going to go a little right to left. And at the end, come back to the right. Overall looks to be downhill.
So, Jarena, for her putt, is that a crosswind for her putt?
As usual, Brittany tending the flag. For the long putts, certainly. And yet another test coming up for par. Nelly from 35 feet. Nelly's already made more feet of putts today through 11 holes than she did the first 2 days for all 18. Wow. Well, all she can do is laugh at that one.
It's not that funny.
No. No laughing matter.
Oh, shoot.
That one was almost going into the wind completely from that angle. That has been a constant all week, hearing the wind in our microphones there by the green. Still 5 feet left for Nelly. She just keeps hanging in there, Judy.
Very, very good two-putt.
Only blemish on an otherwise clean card at the 8th. Plugged lie off the tee. Fortunate to even get it out of the bunker. Then couldn't get it up and down from the rough.
It was a buried plugged lie in the face of a bunker, literally in the face of the bunker. Very hard to even stand and go after it.
What do you see here, Jarena? Well, I think we're still working on Jarena's pack there. 5 feet 4 inches for Nelly. Par.
Well, the good news is she is what you would call underneath the hole. Good putt.
Ooh. It's going to take that, isn't it? You're going to have to make a lot of those putts in any major, but in these conditions.
Yeah, you're going to have to be a precise player when you can be, but when you can't be a scrappy player.
She is that. To the 13th we go. Take a turn to the right.
It has been referred to in my ear as a little par 3, but we have determined it's not that little. 171 yards. It plays slightly back uphill. It is very picturesque with the trees all the way around it, and that one continuous long bunker, long and left. Really a good par 3 hole.
Can't believe everything you hear, Judy.
Yeah, and a hole location today, which is going to be hard to get to. It's going to be very difficult to get to on the back right portion of this green.
Back in 2023 at the Senior PGA Championship, Stuart Sink with a 6-iron. Yeah, that was like, well, that's exactly what I was trying to do.
He liked it in a delayed sort of fashion.
Kiss your caddy.
I think this hole's going to be a little tough to get to. Kind of a funky angle. The flag's showing us right there.
Now 2 players under par. Just 2. Gino Titakun at 4 under. Min Ji Lee at -3. As you saw, just 3 birdies at this 13th today. Birdie, a par and a bogey for Brooke the first 2 days.
Looks like she went to a lofted little hybrid. I might just say players look at the idea of maybe trying to draw a ball into the wind in this case, or let the ball ride the wind from the left of the flag stick. This kind of wind is pretty difficult to fight. I think you've got to try to play as though the wind is your friend and use it to your advantage every time you can.
Jarena, we are hearing gusts upwards of 30 miles per hour. Would you concur?
Yes, we are getting one right now. And I think for this whole location and this green in general, no matter where the hole is, I think you just got to aim at that middle of the green, and there's that trough that will kind of catch you like a catcher's mitt. She has left this out way right. Right at,
big miss. It's difficult to make yourself start the ball down the left edge of the green and trust the wind to bring it back. And she was trying to play that kind of shot, but she never got the ball started with a chance.
Nelly.
This is 5-iron Nelly. Started it right at the pin. Gust. It's a big gust. She's right, and it's going to come up well short.
An already difficult test just keeps getting harder here in Frisco. And work to do for par for our featured group, Nelly and Brooke, tied for 10th in the championship.
What golfers experience is PGA of America's game-changing technology. What makes it possible? 5G advanced network solutions from T-Mobile for Business. From coaches using AI analytics to players using AR data to find the best path to the cup, T-Mobile helps PGA of America reliably connect with 5G. From the course to the clubhouse, PGA of America goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
When I grow up, I want to make a difference.
Easy. You can do
I
it.
want to inspire someone. I want to find my place in the world.
When I grew up, I became a PGA of America golf professional, and it all came true. PGA of America golf professionals.
We love this game.
At KPMG, we make the difference. It's not just something we say, it's what we do by developing brighter insights, bolder solutions, and better outcomes. It's how our people make the difference.
High above PGA Frisco, north of Dallas, in North Texas. Home of the PGA of America and home to the world's best in women's golf this week. The KPMG Women's PGA Championship. Just 2 players under par. The American Austin Kim in her second season on tour. Right here in the mix. You've got Titicuna big hitter Austin Kim, one of the biggest hitters in the game, and Hedgen Choi played well last week in Michigan, and one of the players who came here and took a look at this course before the KPMG. All right, we've got second shots here for our featured group. Brooke Henderson in that thick rough. Nelly Korda in the shortcut.
Yeah, back to the one. It's 38 pin, so I mean, if you want to play it more like pin distance, because that's going to come out like sponge when you don't hit the ball. Yeah, sure.
I guess the only explanation for those 2 shots was that you could not afford to miss left. If there was a bailout, it was to the right side, and these were certainly 2 real bailouts.
And they both caught gusts, as Jarena called it, which didn't help. And now here's the second for Brooke.
Not a simple 2-putt.
But a putt and giving yourself at least an opportunity. Nelly second.
Wow, this green is just not her friend right now, which is so bizarre because it seems like she is obviously from Florida, and it gets pretty grainy there as well. Like I said earlier, she's just not comfortable over the ball.
Yeah, Jarena refers to a little bit of this Bermuda grain running against the player, and the idea that a lot of your wedges just kind of gets caught in the through swing. You can't comfortably take a little tiny nip of a divot or whatever, or just kind of graze the ground underneath the ball without the grain of the grass stopping your stroke.
Third shot. And should just drop 1. And a head shaker for Nelly. She'll fall to 2 over for the round today. Scoring average for the field, 4.5 strokes over par.
I thought it could be higher.
May well be before we're done. 2 rounds posted under par. 4 rounds of even par have been returned. Par putt here for Brooke.
This is going to be very, very difficult to judge the speed as she goes downhill, uphill, downhill. Not only that, the wind she's having to contend with.
I think if you were working a regular job, you'd get overtime pay for today.
Hazard pay.
Yeah.
Now here comes another big putt for Brooke. Last year, the worst putting year of her career statistically. She's had years when she's been among the best putters on tour, but really struggled last year and has seen some improvement this season.
Well, she does have a putting average that is just below 30 putts per round, which is not great, but it's, you know, 30 putts is kind of an average. So some of that depends on how many greens you hit in regulation. And she actually sits pretty well with greens in regulation. She's 36th on the tour.
This for bogey. It's a 3-putt double.
2 doubles, 2 par 3s. One was a decent shot, probably not enough club. This was not a decent shot.
Long shot uphill with gusts, and took its toll on Brooke and cost Nelly a stroke as well. As she was when the day started, 8 shots off the lead.
At KPMG, we make the difference. It's not just something we say, it's what we do by developing brighter insights, bolder solutions, and better outcomes. It's how our people make the difference.
When I grow up, I want to make a difference.
Easy. You can do
I
it.
want to inspire someone. I want to find my place in the world.
When I grew up, I became a PGA of America golf professional, and it all came true. PGA of America golf professionals.
We love this game.
What golfers experience is PGA of America's game-changing technology. What makes it possible? 5G advanced network solutions from T-Mobile for Business. From coaches using AI analytics to players using AR data to find the best path to the cup. T-Mobile helps PGA of America reliably connect with 5G. From the course to the clubhouse, PGA of America goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
Par 5, 14th, Nelly Korda.
Blind tee shot, left to right, tilt in the fairway, par 5.
Once again playing over par. More birdies, more bogeys than birdies.
Boy, Brooke has to kind of do a little restart after that minor disaster.
This is her favorite club. Annually among the best drivers, even after the rule change to limit the length to 46 inches from 48. Still led the tour in total driving. The PGA Frisco is the newest sporting venue, major sporting venue in this area. Over in Arlington, the Cowboys play at AT&T Stadium. The American Airlines Center in downtown Dallas, home to the Dallas Stars and the Dallas Mavericks. Paige Beckers and the WNBA's Dallas Wings play over in Arlington at College Park Center. 2023 World Series champion Texas Rangers at Globe Life Field in Arlington. And FC Dallas right here in Frisco at Toyota Stadium. Of course, for so many years, Judy, Byron Nelson hosted his PGA Tour event not too far away from here in Las Colinas. You covered that event for so many years as the great man, the great player. Welcome the world's best in men's golf every year.
Yes, over at the Four Seasons course,
where Yelimi No practices. And Yelimi is having a terrific KPMG Women's PGA. She is not on that front page there, but she's +2. Made an eagle, Yelimi did. We saw her in our featured group coverage the first 2 days. She almost made an ace at that 7th hole. Hit it to 3 feet. We told the story earlier that a caddy told me on Tuesday when I saw him that when he got here and there wasn't a whole lot of wind on Monday, he thought, I'm not sure this is tough enough for a major championship. And then the wind arrived Tuesday and he said, okay, give me even par and I think my player's got a shot to win. And I'm not so sure I'd rule out even par yet.
always kind of hard to pick a number and evaluate a course when you haven't seen particularly when you've not seen a competitive round played on that course. But this one is standing up to the test quite nicely, and I think in some cases the wind might have been ever so slightly worse when these players teed off. The worst hole I've still watched this group play where the wind was concerned was the very first hole. They were walking with their head down.
Well, with a good layup and a good third, you have a chance to make a little hay here at 14 and then 15 being moved up today to just 236 yards. 15 is playing as the easiest hole on the course today. But again, it's all about the layup. 242 yards, both of these tee shots here. Straight into the wind uphill.
515 yards today for this par 5. Big bunker, kind of a yawning bunker up the left side. So the question is, and it's a little difficult for me to calculate how far over that bunker, but that is the general area where players try to put this second shot.
was just doing my math over here, Judy, and I came up with 175 to carry the bunker.
Straight in to the wind.
That one carried it no problem, but she flirted with the 2 bunkers on the left side.
So it's probably her. Probably her 220 club, maybe 225.
It's 4 off the left. 1 is coming straight in that one. 100%.
Jason said good swing. All right, thirds to this par 5 coming up. PGA Hope is serving those who served as the flagship military veteran program of the PGA of America Reach Foundation. To donate to this program that has the power to save lives, visit pgareach.org. The grind continues, making their way up the hill here to the 14th. The terrain keeps rising up to the top of the 15th, and you make your way back north at 16 and 17. Nelly Korda trying to make her way along with Brooke a little closer to par, a little closer to where they started the day. 2 over is where they both started. 2 over at the moment is tied for 7th. Just 2 players under par at the moment. Let's take a look again at our course description. Fields Ranch East.
6,600 yards on the scorecard. Gil Hance took a raw piece of land and built this beauty. Northbridge Bermuda grass is on the fairways and in the rough, and it is a particularly tough kind of Bermuda grass. They can bring the fairways in, they can take the fairways out, and there's not a whole lot of scarring from changing those heights of grass. The greens are in pristine condition, and you can see they're second largest on tour this season with green size average. Really big greens here for the most part, and supposed to make it easier to hit greens, but then you might be left with some of those 61-foot putts that we've seen this week. The hole in this case is 14 paces deep in the green, but on a line to that hole, it's probably only about 6 or 7 paces deep in the green.
51, 61. It's just all flight. It's probably playing 12 or 13 with this club, so that's 74. Yeah. Trust it when you're over it. You got it.
Between the 2 of these balls, I think that Neil has the better goal. More green to work with. This is going a little long.
Yeah, not quite on the surface, but still a makeable 4th shot. There's not a club for 54 yards. You have to have a sense of touch, feel. You have to see the distance.
Yeah, she felt it, and she's got a great chance for her second birdie of the day. For Brooke this season, just getting herself into contention on the weekend has been difficult. Never been better than 19th entering a third round this year, and not better than 7th entering a final round. Nelly already up there on the green, behind it. All right. She's brilliant with this shot, just off the green, tight lie, and time for the world number one to make some magic happen here. This for birdie.
And
yeah,
the
I'm
only people who
she's
would
going with the wedge.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you take it. Go ahead, Serena.
Just because we've seen her struggle with her chipping lately, and this is downwind, down green. But she has judged that nicely.
Yeah, I was just going to say that 9 out of 10 people would putt that. Mm-hmm. It's only somebody really confident with chipping that would do that. Players some years ago in the men's game who chipped all the time, or anytime he had that option, was Raymond Floyd.
Absolutely. And was as likely to make it as he was not get up and down. Well, for Brooke, after her second double bogey of the day, a big opportunity here. This to get back to 4 over. The lead at the moment is -4. But Gino Titicone is a lot more holes to play in these difficult conditions. However, Gino has just birdied the 8th hole for the 3rd straight day. And she moves it back to 5 under. Gino made one from 60 feet in the opening round, from 12 feet in round 2, and today from 12 feet again.
So she learned in that first round that it might pay off to hit the ball a little closer to the hole. We've had wind every day.
Yeah.
And but I think considerably worse today, and very consistent today.
6 feet for Brooke, for birdie.
I think she's playing this to go a little right to left, but not much, because as much as the wind's pushing it back to the right.
Really good.
Keep your wits about you and back up a nightmarish double bogey with a birdie.
3 great shots and a putt for birdie from 6 feet. So she's back to 4 over. Nelly's at 4 over, trying to stay there.
And we have the mystery hole coming up.
Yes. 15th moved up to just 236 yards today, playing as the easiest. Nelly trying to get there off a par, and does. Tough start for Nelly. Bogeys at 1 and 2. Actually, a nice putt for bogey at the 2nd. Missed a short one at the 3rd, but made a long one for birdie at the 4th. and just trying to hang in as best she can. As we take a look at this 15th, very different today.
Well, as you said, it's moved up to, excuse me, 236 yards today. And you can see in this flyover that that entire 236 yards goes uphill significantly where that left-hand bunker starts. So a big climb up the hill to a green that sits right on top of that whole nest of bunkers. Big area to the left, which should be where people would try to get the ball onto this green today from that distance. And a hole location that is very deep in the green back, not too far from the center of that back tier.
So you consider that these two players just hit drives at 14 of 242 yards. Now they get to a straight uphill par 4 that measures 236. Gabby Lopez and Yan Liu are up on the green at the moment. It's hard to even make notes in this wind.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how they play this hole. I don't know what it would be. I think given the uphill nature of it, Brooke still hits driver and maybe starts a driver kind of at the left corner.
Well, there have been 27 pairs come through here as you take a look at what's short of the green, and most have tried to hit it up toward the green. There have been a half dozen maybe who've laid up.
Well, I would just, I would say you do not want to lose it to the right as you go for the green and be in one of these bunkers. The hole is way back in the green today, and other than the last bunker on the right, every other bunker would be quite a difficult shot. It's kind of, it's an interesting picture because you have wind hurting you. You'd like to hit a little lower ball flight into that wind, but that's not the picture I see up here. I don't see a low ball flight shot. Not to say it can't be done.
You could scarcely find two better candidates to reach this green than these two.
The hope on Gary Haig's part setting up this golf course was they might find the tee markers at somewhere in the 260-yard range, but that idea went south when the wind came up.
This could change around in a hurry. A great tee shot, maybe make a putt for a 2. And how far back will it come?
A little too great of a tee shot, but a really great tee shot.
That's how it's done.
Wonderful.
A putt for eagle for Brooke Henderson.
What a shot.
Jarena, what'd you say earlier? You'd love to copy and paste?
Yes, let's see if she can copy and paste again. That was, I'm standing up here at the top fairway, and the ball flight was just perfect.
That was back at the 7th, where Nelly followed Brooke up just to the right of the green.
This is very similar. A little right.
Over by that scoreboard.
So is that a bad swing that she knew was happening as she was swinging the club, or is that maybe a little bit of the neck issue? I'm not quite sure.
Easily her poorest drive of the day on a hole where, with the good one, she would have had a putt for eagle like Brooke Henderson. That's where Nelly's ball has come to rest. Over by the scoreboard, it shows Gino Titicun leading by 2. Brooke is going to have an eagle putt because of this. It gets better. Featured groups from Frisco continues in a moment.
What golfers experience is PGA of America's game-changing technology. What makes it possible? 5G advanced network solutions from T-Mobile for Business. From coaches using AI analytics to players using AR data to find the best path to the cup. T-Mobile helps PGA of America reliably connect with 5G. From the course to the clubhouse, PGA of America goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
When I grow up, I want to make a difference.
Easy. You can do it.
I want to inspire someone. I want to find my place in the world.
When I grew up, I became a PGA of America golf professional, and it all came true. PGA of America golf professionals.
We love this game.
At KPMG, we make the difference. It's not just something we say, it's what we do by developing brighter insights, bolder solutions, and better outcomes. It's how our people make the difference.
Second shot for Nelly Korda at the par 4 15th.
Get in, let's go. Good shot. Good shot.
Nice.
So a chance
Thanks,
for birdie.
everybody. Sorry, whoever I'm off.
You're watching Featured Groups, presented by KPMG and T-Mobile for Business from the KPMG Women's PGA Championship. First roundup for this championship in Texas. And we have gotten the full treatment, full Texas treatment here. North Texas weather has been one of the leading characters in this drama, and will continue to. Nellie's going to move her mark so that Brooke can have a run at eagle here.
A long one right here would be a day changer, wouldn't it?
27 feet, 10 inches, according to the championship scoring system. So how big would it be? Brooke would go from 15th place to 7th if this putt drops. And it seems to me, Judy, that the sooner you get finished, the better today. Because the conditions are not getting any easier.
Post your score and watch.
Jarena, what do you think about this eagle attempt?
Yeah, I see it going right to left, up and over a ridge and down to the hole. Definitely into the green and into the wind.
She gave it a wrap. Ooh, read it extremely well.
That's going to be back-to-back birdies for Brooke Henderson. Following a double bogey at 13. You're going to be hard-pressed to get around 4 days here without a double bogey. Or worse. There are a few who've done it, but even the leader, Gino Titicun, had one on Thursday. Nelly, wide right off the tee. A good second shot into the wind from over by the cart path, and now this putt for birdie.
Yeah, Grant, it's very rare that you see a caddy indicate to a player the wind direction on the putting green, and Jason just gave her a signal for it's coming into off her right.
Yeah, she needed it, and she got it, so Nelly goes to 3 over.
Everybody hold, please.
Well, in the end, they both played this breachable par 4 today really well.
Brooke with a brilliant tee shot. Nelly with a great recovery. This is the length you'd walk up in one hand sometimes. Swat it in. Not today. Not with $12 million at stake. That was your championship trophy.
You read my mind.
Well, what did Brooke say? This is a week for acceptance and forgiveness.
Yeah.
She forgave herself after 13 and now back-to-back birdies.
That is right. And how well she said that in an interview yesterday. So we're at the 16th hole. It's a straightaway long par 4, 459 yards. Now you get some help from that wind, and you have a penalty area down the right side, but you might notice that nowhere on this fairway or green side is there a bunker. So you have a chance with this downwind hole to actually run the ball up on the green if that's necessary, if that's what it's called for. And today, the hole location at 16 is very deep on the green, tucked on the right side. So that penalty area is running all the way up that right side, and you might not be able to be too aggressive with that hole location.
Third hardest hole today, playing, as you see there, half a stroke over par. And your chances, your best chances to score just ended at the 15th. Because you've got the third hardest hole here, 16, the second hardest hole, 18, and 17 is no bargain, with only 7 birdies having been recorded.
Yeah, if you can navigate this par 4, you go to a very short par 3 at the 17th hole, and that par 3 today is only 103 yards. But we've learned numerous times today that 100-yard shots are not that simple.
No, nothing is here. But birdies for both. Both 1 over for the day, both +3 for the championship. And even at 1 over for the day, they have moved up 7 places on the leaderboard from 16th to 9th. Well, they were 8 back when the round began. They're still 8 back, but they've made it through 7 more holes than have the leaders.
Yeah, they've weathered a little bit of the storm. The only thing I really fault Nelly for is her second shot, her third shot at the 9th hole today. That was a mistake she should not have made. It cost her a bogey at that par 5. But now it is 16, and I just noticed that basically there's not a tree on the 16th hole either.
Two great drivers of the ball. 2 of the best need good tee shots here.
Well, it took off straight as a string. Hang on. Okay. If you just look at the raw numbers, Nelly is 11 yards longer off the tee than Brooke, but we haven't seen much difference.
She wants to avoid the tee shot she just hit on 15. And again, backing off. There are a lot of scoreboards out there on the golf course, so if they want to know where they stand, they know. Two in a row, and we'll see how far right that was. That was a violent reaction.
Yeah, that is penalty area, so let's see if she found it or if she might have been saved.
Gino Titicun remains in front, leading Minjee Lee by 2. Day 3 of the KPMG Women's PGA Championship.
At KPMG, we make the difference. It's not just something we say, it's what we do by developing brighter insights, bolder solutions, and better outcomes. It's how our people make the difference.
When I grow up, I want to make a difference.
Easy. You can do it.
I want to inspire someone. I want to find my place in the world.
When I grew up, I became a PGA of America golf professional, and it all came true. PGA of America golf professionals.
We love this game.
What golfers experience is PGA of America's game-changing technology. What makes it possible? 5G advanced network solutions from T-Mobile for Business. From coaches using AI analytics to players using AR data to find the best path to the cup. T-Mobile helps PGA of America reliably connect with 5G. From the course to the clubhouse, PGA of America goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
Featured groups presented by KPMG and T-Mobile for Business. Grant Boone, Judy Rankin, Jarena Mendoza, and our team out there this week. First time presenting featured group coverage at this great championship. 10 years ago, KPMG and the PGA of America teamed up with the LPGA to elevate this storied major. And each of these players in our featured group have hoisted KPMG Women's PGA Championship trophy. Nelly Korda in 2021, Brooke Henderson in 2016. And it would appear that Nelly is up. I don't know what kind of lie she has. Jarena is down there. Have you had a chance, Jarena, to see it?
Yes, she got very fortunate. This ball is sitting up just nicely. One thing that she's going to have to contend with is the ball is well below her feet. And then on top of that, I'm not sure you can hear this, but I am trying to hold my hat on, keep my yardage book from flying away, including myself. So she is going to be having to judge where she needs to land this short in order for it to roll out and be still on the green.
Well, I think she did get lucky because it certainly looked from our angle as though she was flirting.
And from her reaction,
big trouble. Yeah,
like
well,
it was off the property.
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah. Good tempo now.
What can she do with a bit of a good break?
This is the 9-iron here for Nelly.
Hole on that back right, this whizzed on by the hole location and is over the green now. I think you have to stay a little bit left of this hole.
Grant and Judy, you guys just saw where that landed short. Where do you think Brooke's going to need to land this in order to keep it on the green?
Boy, I don't know. Of course, that one did come from the rough, so I'm going to say she's going to be hitting a pretty lofted club. It's a short shot, landed 10 yards short.
I think about 5. How both she and Nelly landed it 10 to 15 yards short of the green. It was a straight downwind hole. And both handled that beautifully, but both came from the fairway.
This is one of the few really flattish kind of areas in front of the green and onto the green, where so many have a little perched up look.
She does that a lot. Double checks to make sure she's got the right club.
174, more like 140. It stays on the putting surface, and it is left of the hole, and I just don't think you could take that hole on.
One birdie all day.
I don't know if y'all can see this on TV, but walking up to the green, I would say probably from the front of the green to 8 paces on, it slopes away from the players. So that also adds to the difficulty of holding the screen.
Say Young Kim may get the skin today. The only one to make birdie at 16 so far.
Big green too, from front to back, 35 paces from the front to the back.
This has been the story since Tuesday. Those flags stiff. Well, she certainly had a lot of practice with shots like this. They don't get any easier. She's 8 of 18 scrambling, 2 of 7 today.
You know, the only thing in her favor here is the wind is back in her face, maybe just a little bit to her left, but basically back into her face.
Sounded good.
Looks good.
Just to give you an idea, on the season, she's a player who gets up and down 62% of the time, and we just saw 8 of 18 scrambling this week. You can get in some really bad spots. Scrambling, of course, measures a ball that's an inch off the green to one that's had to be punched out from the rough, for example. So doesn't always give you the most accurate, but Nelly is a great chipper of the ball, as we've seen, as good as there is in the world from those kinds of lies, certainly. Now Brooke stepping it off.
So, Jarena, it appears as though there would be a little slope from the left to the right, but the wind would defy that.
Exactly, Judy. I would anticipate that Brooke will play this pretty straight. I mean, you can probably see the flag stick. This is probably the worst it's blown all week, is right now.
The average proximity to the hole today at the 16th, 63 feet. Which makes this a really, relatively, really good opportunity.
And I will tell you one more time, players do not really love to play downwind golf because they can't control all the outcome.
This is from 46 feet.
She
She has us just outside the left.
This would be for 3 in a row. It's playing more than half a stroke over par. So if you make par, you can say, well, I've made 2.5 in a row. After birdies at 15. 14 and 15. Nellie's up there close, a couple of feet away.
And this one ran out just a little more than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a little bit more than I thought. That's really unfortunate. She hit 2 good shots. Hit 2 good shots the way you were trying to do it on this hole.
Yeah.
It seemed the prudent thing to do to play left of the hole. And 3 putts.
2 3-putts in the last 4 holes. Bookending the birdies. Nelly, on the other hand, missed the fairway, missed the green, and walks away with a par.
We're back to it's a funny old game.
And the pace of play again today, just glacial. I mean, they teed off at 10:35, 10:40, I should say. It's now 3:40, so 5 hours to play 16 holes in 2s. To the 17th.
Little hole, hard little hole. 103 yards is all it is today. But it's a green with a big expanse from right to left, not so much depth in this green. That's what makes it as difficult as it plays. And you just will have a hard time believing today's hole location. You see that little tongue in the front of the green? That's where the hole is. 6 paces on.
Sticking out at you. A birdie at the 9th for Minjee Lee. She was 3 down with the round began. Now just 1 back. Could this be a 2-horse race? I'm not ready to call it that yet. Fields Ranch East gonna have the last word with a little help from Mother Nature.
Well, I don't know what the end of the day will hold, but right now, Gino Titicun and Minjee Lee, they really have, in a way, separated themselves from the field.
For now. And not surprising in either case. You're talking about a 2-time major champ, Minjee. You're talking about the #2 ranked player in the world, Gino Titicun, who's the best player without a major yet. Nelly and Brooke each have a couple of major titles, including this one. And Nelly with a great save at the 15th for birdie, great save at 16 for par. Try to hit this green at the 17th.
left to right wind and just a little slice of green that you're trying to hit if you're going to give yourself a birdie opportunity, or a really good birdie opportunity, I should say.
Looks like she likes it. She should.
Very good.
Looking where this hole is cut, I can't say there's really a place you can really bail out and miss. I mean, there's long and to the fat part of the green, but if you're trying to make some birdies here, you're not going to be able to get it close by doing that.
It's a pretty dicey hole location with such a strong crosswind, isn't it, Jarena?
I definitely have to agree. You know, you think you can bail out to the left, but that green has your favorite, some runoffs that you know, you get caught up in those, and now you're chipping dead downwind with a bunker. So you could chip it on the green and into the bunker and have a little tennis match going.
If you want to stand here and watch.
Coming off the 3-putt, wind howling, trying to stay in this championship.
Struck very nicely, a little bit longer putt because she took it beyond the hole.
Nelly in there close with a good chance for another birdie.
What golfers experience is PGA of America's game-changing technology. What makes it possible? 5G advanced network solutions from T-Mobile for Business. From coaches using AI analytics to players using AR data to find the best path to the cup. T-Mobile helps PGA of America reliably connect with 5G. From the course to the clubhouse, PGA of America goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
When I grow up, I want to make a difference.
Easy. You can do it.
I want to inspire someone. I want to find my place in the world.
When I grew up, I became a PGA of America golf professional, and it all came true. PGA of America golf professionals.
We love this game.
At KPMG, we make the difference. It's not just something we say, it's what we do by developing brighter insights, bolder solutions, and better outcomes. It's how our people make the difference.
The PGA of America and our more than 30,000 PGA of America golf professionals, we love this game. PGA Frisco, home of the PGA of America. Big crowds here in the Metroplex, coming out to see the world's best in women's golf. Craig Kessler, the COO of the PGA of America and the incoming commissioner of the LPGA Tour, told us that Thursday's attendance, the highest since this championship was rebranded as the KPMG Women's PGA. And they've kept coming. A lot of them out there watching this featured group. Brooke Henderson, long one for birdie at 17.
Yeah, she has a swinger right to left. Not only that, the wind's going to push it really hard as well.
So she
It's
ran
so
the
hard
one
to
by
judge.
at
Straight
16.
down.
Maybe overcompensated there. Nellie's inside 10 feet. It's for birdie. This is a putt to get a share of 6th. So some of a comeback depends on how many strokes you are behind, and some of it depends on how many are between you and the leader. You have a read here, Jarena?
Yes, I have this going a little right to left. The wind is not, it's going to affect it as much, but it definitely won't hold it. I'm going completely left.
She's done it. Nelly, a birdie at the windswept 17th. Her second in the last 3 holes. And Judy, we can say 2.5 birdies in a row for Nelly. That was a great save at 16 as well.
Yeah, the last 3 holes, the drivers hit the ground twice. I mean, the entire driver, where she just let it loose. She's ran one over the green out of the rough on 16, and just wonderful up and down. Now she hit a pretty darn good shot to have that putt at it here at 17. And if you might have thought when the club hit the ground at 16 tee that she's lost interest, you're wrong.
Brooke for par. Eight and a half feet here for a 3.
I had no idea it was that far short.
Ran it about that far past at 16, missed the comebacker. Leaves it short here. A couple of 3 putts in her last few holes.
And early in the day, she really made some really good putts of this length and a little longer.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good
Exhale. Yeah. They'll cross over to the par 4 18th. And Nelly Korda has made her way onto the front page of the leaderboard with another birdie.
KPMG, we make the difference. It's not just something we say, it's what we do by developing brighter insights, bolder solutions, and better outcomes. It's how our people make the difference.
When I grow up, I want to make a difference.
Easy. You can do
I
it.
want to inspire someone. I want to find my place in the world.
When I grew up, I became a PGA of America golf professional, and it all came true. PGA of America golf professionals.
We love this game.
What golfers experience is PGA of America's game-changing technology. What makes it possible? 5G advanced network solutions from T-Mobile for Business. From coaches using AI analytics to players using AR data to find the best path to the cup. T-Mobile helps PGA of America reliably connect with 5G. From the course to the clubhouse, PGA of America goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
Featured groups, Nelly Korda, Brooke Henderson, taking on the 18th. Judy?
447 today. You see the little bunker there in the center of the fairway. Players avoid that bunker and try to stop the ball short of 280 yards off the tee. That is the rough line before Panther Creek. You then play to this, once again, perched up green with bunkers completely surrounding. The hole today is in the farthest, not the farthest back, but pretty far back in the green, just on the right side. So there's a little green to work with once you land the ball on the green, but this par 4 has proven to be a pretty difficult hole this week.
15 rounds under par on Thursday, 14 yesterday. Today, 2 so far. And there's only one player on the course who's under par, and that's Minjee Lee. Fewer players, of course. Exactly half as many, 78.
Nelly Korda, no driver. About 265, 270 is a perfect leave if you can do it here at 18.
She went through the fairway yesterday. Oh, did that catch the bunker?
I think
yes, that caught the bunker.
Wow.
In the grass and below the face, up in the grass and bunker. It just depends on the line right here.
Jason McDeed thinks it might be in the grass by the bunker. It's up there, around there, we know. There's only been one player today who found that bunker and made par.
It's kind of hard to believe because it would not be a difficult carry for Nelly.
Wind is mostly helping Jarena.
That's correct. A little bit from their left. But yes, mostly helping too.
So about a 230, maybe give or take 1 or 2 yards carry over that bunker. And, you know, she watched that as though she hit it quite well.
3 wood, yeah. So. Players not wanting to go with driver for fear of running it through the fairway.
Just at the left edge of the hospitality stands.
Just like that. Well, when we saw how the scores finished yesterday, we were excited to know that we'd get these 2 great champions, 2 T-Mobile ambassadors in our featured groups coverage. Brooke Henderson to the first. Judy, that par 5, a beast today, and she tamed it with a par putt.
Yeah, it was as hard a hole as there's been on the golf course, and there have been some really hard ones.
At the second, first putt came up well short. Able to scramble for a par. Par at the third, and then this beauty at the fourth.
Boy, she negotiated slope and wind, everything really well with that shot.
Not an easy putt, but she curled it in for a birdie. Then the 15th moved up today to 236 yards, straight up the hill, straight into the wind, and watch this result.
You think it was planned this way, Grant? You do?
Well, we were out there on Wednesday driving around and noting how steeply that bank is situated behind the green. She would 2-putt for birdie from there. Nelly got off to a tough start. Bogeys at 1 and 2. Missed a short one at 3, but a 26-footer drops at the 4th for birdie. Then at the 5th, her shot of the day.
Yeah, Nelly at her best.
A great swing, but also great teamwork with Jason McDeed, where to land the ball, short of the green, and a tap-in birdie.
Yeah, straight downwind, and when we're talking about straight downwind today, it might be a gust of 30 miles an hour.
Drove it hole high at the par 4 7th, and this is one that almost everyone left well short. She got it up there to 6 feet. And then over at the 15th, wildly right off the tee, but a great second shot from near the cart path off a bare lie. Made that birdie putt. Then, after a great up and down at the 16th, this tee shot at the short 17th.
Hole cut in a really narrow portion of the green right in the front. That was a beautiful shot, and she would go on to make that putt.
But she's missed the fairway here at the 18th. She's even for the day, 2 over for the championship, tied for 6th. Jarena, what can you tell us about her predicament here?
Yeah, she was very fortunate to pop out of that bunker. However, she is going to be faced with a very difficult lie as far as her feet. Her feet are, I don't even know if she can take a full stance. It might have to be one of that, maybe a little narrow. She's on a little upslope, which could help her. She has 209 to the front. Sorry, 209 to the hole, 186 to the front. Straight downwind.
And what would it be just to get it over the penalty area and leave her with something for a 3rd short of the green? Is that an option even?
Well, here she goes. No problem getting this ball way high in the sky.
Bunkers over there.
Yeah, I think that is a bunker, and the hole is in the back portion of the green, so relatively long bunker shot.
Good tee shot from Brooke.
Brooke's looking at 183 to the pin, 163 to the front. I think she's going to want to barely land this on the front, and about 10 to 15 paces left of this whole location.
Toughest green to hit in regulation today. Just 22% have found it. Looking like it's going left, and did. But an above average shot. One of the best, actually. She'll have that for a closing birdie.
You know, you've been kind of buffeted by the wind all day. You get inside, and it just, I don't know if it's wind burn. I don't know if it's you're just so used to being hit by it in one direction or another that you get inside and you feel like you might fall over. You've been bracing yourself now for 5+ hours.
For 3 straight days.
That's right.
Nelly's in that right bunker. 73 feet from the hole, according to the championship scoring system. But as you noted, Judy, a lot of green to work with. And I go back to the 8th hole and a roughly 80-foot bunker shot that she hit up there to within just a few feet.
Yeah, she's a very good bunker player.
Champions welcome here for the 2016 winner, Brooke Henderson, and the 2021 champ, Nelly Korda.
Nelly doesn't rank very high in sand saves on the LPGA Tour, but we have seen some pretty darn good shots from Nelly Korda. And you speak about 8. That was a long bunker shot that she had to get up quickly and take a long way.
So she goes up to the green to just get a look at it. She had an 80-footer, hit it to 7 feet, and made that putt for par.
All in all, I could be wrong, but I think it was a break for that ball to jump out of the fairway bunker. Not an easy shot, but I don't know that you could really go at all from that fairway bunker.
Up and down for a 72. She could do it.
She could do it.
Oh.
She could do it.
She did it. Now that's a touch of class from the best player in the world.
I told you much earlier today 72 would be a good round of golf.
So which one was better, that one or this one? This was at the 8th that you mentioned.
Well, now looking, I'm thinking 8 might have been a little bit harder.
Both were great, and she would make that 7-footer. Just 23 putts today for Nelly Korda. It's going to be 24. She just tapped it in. She's had enough today.
I'm done with this round of golf.
And how about that round today, Judy?
Yeah, I give her credit. There were so many times you just wanted to phone it in, and she never did. So, as I said earlier, there's going to be leaderboard shuffle. 2 at the top have played extremely well, but every place else they're moving.
And now, look where she is on the leaderboard. Tied for 4th place. We said it when the day started, didn't we, that a round of even par would move you up the leaderboard. And those three ahead of her have most of the back nine to play. And she put herself in position at the U.S. Women's Open. Came up just short to Maya Stark. And she's put herself at least within shouting distance tomorrow. Brooke Henderson, this for birdie.
Brooke Henderson's played a lot of good golf today. There was a couple times the putter failed her, but much to like about this round of golf and how hard she worked.
Well, she's 2 over for the day, 4 over for the championship. She hasn't dropped at all on the leaderboard. But she was 1 under through 7, a couple of double bogeys on par 3s, a couple of 3 putts that derailed her. Fought hard and is going to shoot a round that's below the scoring average, which at the moment is 76.3 to 74 for Brooke. Tied for 4th now. Where will she be come day's end? 8 back when the round began, 7 back at the moment. Judy, it was another tough day at Fields Ranch East.
We'll see how it plays out, but it could be a similar forecast tomorrow. If nothing else, you've honed your wind skills.
The wind probability remains
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, we've talked wind probability, we've talked wind probability.
Well, you can check the KPMG Women's PGA Championship social media and website to find out tomorrow's featured group. We will be here. Grant, Judy, Jarena, thanks to all of our guests for stopping in. Thanks to our great team, bringing you all the action. Nelly Korda, world #1. An even par round of 72 to go from 16th into a tie for 4th. We'll see you tomorrow from Frisco here on Peacock. And our featured groups coverage presented by KPMG and T-Mobile for Business.